Good morning, Agent Sessions Day, and all people dialing in, everybody watching this later. I'm Harold Kirshner. I work on VS Code, so it's super exciting to have a day for the team to just show off what they've been working on. So this is VS Code. You know it. But over the last few months, it became something more, a place where you don't just write code, you direct agents that write it for you. And this is my morning now. 6 sessions, 3 different agents types in one dashboard. Each of these did something. And a feature improvement, a bug fix, even a report where an agent went through my app like a real user, provided really critical feedback. This report, an agent actually made it. It used my app like a real person would, tested the experience, clicked through, wrote what worked, what didn't work, and I can actually just use it. But let me actually rewind and show me what we're working on. Over here. This is Workshop Factory. It's a CLI that generates structured workshops. Let's create a new one for vibe coding for PMs. I'm a PM. I do vibe coding. I want to teach it. Beginner level is great. Let's do static HTML. It's a good start. And do 30 minutes so we get through this workshop quickly. So it generates because teaching matters is a big part of my job. But we ship AI features too fast for content to keep up. Topic, audience, stack duration, and Copilot SDK assembles everything under the hood. And while it generates, let me show you how this looks like in the end. This is one I generated before. It's beautiful. And the exercises build on each other. We have checkpoints and real code. It works. But the CLI could use a warmer welcome as not just this header, because everybody these days likes a good banner. Let me kick that off. Ooh, we got to fix that too. This UI glitching here. So I want to animate the Workshop Factory as a banner ASCII art. And I'm going to use plan mode. And this is something cool. It's very visual. It's very iterative. I want to give feedback. So this is a perfect case for running things locally. And you see planning has evolved heavily in VS Code. First, it fans out reading files. It's using a background subagent using Explorer to actually find all the related files very quickly. I also have different skills that you see it picks up along the way. It finds we have Ink 6 and React 19, and it will go through this plan and report back. Meanwhile, as this plans, actually let's kick off the other thing as well, because we also wanted to fix that rendering issue. So what do we have? I guess I already had this ready as I found the bug before. Go back here. So we have the resizing the terminal breaks rendering. I don't need planning here. I trust the agent with that one, and I'm going to send it off to a work tree, which means it's going to run in the background. We don't need to move the changes. We're just going to carry over what's in main. So let's go back to my plan. Meanwhile, the plan finished, which is awesome. So what ideas to bring to the creative? Oh, build a little factory. That's perfect. Does it have some cool animations? Smokestacks. Let's do it. Start implementation. We'll move out of plan into agent mode. Let's do another one. Let's do some more feature work where we have a clear user story. So this has started working. I started a new agent. And I'm going to give it a task for when creating a workshop. You saw me typing in the audience, like who are these people? Like it's probably PMs. Just look at how it looks like here. So it already generated it, and I gave it an audience. But actually, I want to be a little bit more explicit because I usually an audience is not just a simple word. So I'm going to give it a whole file so I can reuse these audiences as well as I define them. And I'm going to send that one off as well to a work tree because it's a pretty well-defined user story that the background agent can probably just handle. So script changes again, and it keeps going. Going back, I can see all these agents running. I want to do the last one though, and that's a big one. It's more explorational. I want to migrate this from Ink to OpenTUI. Again, I'm starting my prompt very explorational. I just want to see how it looks like. I want to get a feel for like what does OpenTUI bring to this project. And I'm gonna pick Cloud as an agent here. The agent is gonna just work in a PR, so we can check back in later. So sending off to Cloud, and here it goes. I can just delegate. Okay, we have a bunch of stuff running now. Some already finished, some don't need input, they're all running. I can track it up here. So 4 things running at once, or 5 things running, 5 things running. And in our research, a developer told us the anxiety was not worth the few seconds I saved. And I felt that too. What changed was a better operating model. Stay hands-on locally for visual and exploratory work. Delegate clear, longer running tasks to background and cloud, and use the right safety net for each. You confirm this one. It's already going. Awesome. And this means, in your case, the quality gates are needed. So we just shipped hooks that run on every tool call, which gives you control on every tool call to say yes or no with scripted elements. The terminal sandbox can lock down execution and file and network access. And for cloud sessions, every PR that lands from me or an agent, CI can catch what ships before it goes out. Deterministic controls actual code that executes, not just prompts. Okay, back to the agents. So the ASCII art was already planning, thinking hard. And just let me show you something else while we had the agents chugging away in the background. And allowing some more commands. We have the dog food agent, and that's another guardrail. Guardrails allow me to work more safely and better understand what the results are. And this agent allows me to understand the output quality from a learner's perspective. If you look at it in full size, so it's a Dogfooding, it's an opinionated user, it drives a real browser, it documents rough edges, and it's all about user experience. And the workshop factory can generate a full workshop in minutes, but would a first-time attendee actually learn from it? And that's the question. Let's try with the dog food agent and have it critically look at our slides that are already generated before. Open the full agent. So look at the workshop vibe coding. We're gonna run this, and a new one, local, and pick the dog food agent. And it's gonna look at the existing slide deck I generated up front, and look at it like a workshop attendee. We wanna get this learner experience. And there it runs. It's gonna use, if you look at the script, it's gonna use Playwright. It's gonna look at the code to understand how it needs to test. It's gonna look at the product brief and everything else. It's a persona. It has access to a browser and our product idea. It's all composed into one agent, and we'll check back later. Let's see if that live coding got me anywhere with the banner. Yeah, it needs to serve the slides. And we got the ASCII art. Want to see how it looks like? Let's open up back to the terminal. Close the last one out. This is awesome. The lights went on, the workshop, the factory is working. I like the font choice. That's the first good creative shot. I'm going to run it again. Let's see. I think there's even smoke. Yes, perfect. Okay, that's fun. Quick visual polish like this is exactly what I want to keep this work locally. And early today, I actually already summarized something else. So since we have a product that people are supposed to use for workshops, I actually talked to a few people in DevRel if they would use it and what they would expect. That's the right one. Internal review feedback. So, and I used WorkIQ. WorkIQ is a Microsoft MCP server that can access Teams, meetings, and calls and transcripts. And it pulled all the decisions from my internal review and pulled it into specific product feedback that I can now execute on. So it's a really good feedback. I agree with it. So I actually do want to file issues and assign the quick wins to GitHub Copilot. So that's actually what I already did last night for some of those. And that's my new end of day pattern. I wake up to drafts and PRs. The new ones from this call, I'll assign those to. Where'd this go? I'm going to authenticate with GitHub. And there's always good demo when it gets locked out between. There we go. And we're back. Just move auth in GitHub Copilot and VS Code. So what's cool, every PR that I get from this session will already have Copilot's code review agent before I even look at it. So where are we? Checking in. We have the local banner done. We have the resizing the terminal breaks is still searching for stuff. That's awesome. We can go back to it later. This one has the first changes in. It's running verification. And the OpenTUI migration is gathering context. So it's a lot of stuff happening at the same time. In our research, a developer told us, I'm not using this interface as an engineer anymore. I'm using this interface as a very technical project manager of agents. And agent sessions is where I check what's running, what's done, and what needs my attention. Okay, as this runs, we have the session I showed before with a few things completed. So open this up. We have let's check in on the TUI work. This is the early one, and we have another one from the past. There we go. So over 2,700 lines of changes combined. And it looked at OpenTUI. It had access to a skill. It actually ran code review on the results. So the code review gave the agent feedback on the code as well, and it addressed that, which is awesome to see. And then it summarizes. It went from Inc to OpenTUI. Gives me some code examples as well on how it looks like. And that's why I want to run this. It's very explorational. I just want to get a feel for what this migration can look like. And I can easily check this out and play around with it if I had more time. But let's go back to the other ones. We're going to see the here actually in this session, we did another interesting animation also of the factory. Okay, let's look at the developer efficacy feedback as well. That got filed. And creating a workshop. It's over here. Yes, it wants to file 2 different issues. It already looked at I will allow this tool in this workspace. That's what it's here for creating issues. And it already found 2 existing issues. So it didn't even file duplicates that I have to close out because Copilot will upfront look at them, it created the issues and assigned them, and then we'll see the sessions again pop up in our list. Really awesome. So that's where I get this project management feel a lot more. Okay, let's look at the Dogfooding agent. How do you think that went? So it still runs here. It's taking screenshots, it's browsing, it's thinking critically. You see this title clipping issues and a few other things. So let's see how this report looked like in the end. And it's nice because like the agent doesn't just have access to Playwright. I also gave it a skill in the repo to make really nice explainer sites. And this is actually what I like to look at more because now the explainer sites actually have the Playwright screenshots included as well, which is really awesome. So there's a few opportunities. We have a blocker and a few rough edges. And that's really good learner feedback. That's what I want from an agent. I don't just want quick QA if all the buttons work. You can build these personas in a way that they reflect what you need from your product and how you want to have quality handled. This is why I want this opinionated learner feedback. So 6 sessions at the start, And some of them still running, some of them completed, depending on how we want to work fast, local, or remotely. So you can do this too. You can become an orchestrator, a conductor of agents, and run these locally. And this is how I recommend you to start. Get this fitting. So pick one task, keep one local, and delegate one to a background or PR. Just open up VS Code, break your tasks into multiple steps, depending on how you feel confident with them. Run the first step in the background, stop there, and see how the agent does. Build that understanding of the agent. Use agent sessions to run local, background, and cloud, all from the same dashboard. Set up these customizations. Play with custom agents, infuse them with personas you care about in your workflow. Add skills that give them new capabilities, like building beautiful explainer sites or building slides like I did. And add MCP to connect them to all the critical context they would need when you work. And then think about the quality gates. Hooks, terminal sandbox, and CI can give you this confidence and deterministic control that is not prompts. And everything in this talk is runnable today in VS Code. So next up, we have Peng Liu, and Piers talking about how the VS Code team builds with AI. I'm super excited about that one. So stay there and stay come for the whole day to follow along how the team works with AI and what we shipped. Thank you.